Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another RageQuit podcast. This is episode 4, and it's your boy, Huddy, and I have a special guest here, my dude over here named Ryu. We're good friends outside the podcast. We always have been, so let's have some fun today. We have a lot of good topics, and you guys are probably going to laugh at a few of them, honestly, because none of us know what we're going to talk about. Me and Ryu decided on our own time to find two funny topics, or two anything topics, to talk about. And I don't know what his are, and he doesn't know what mine are. So let's go ahead and get into the first topic. So today, Ryu, I was on Twitter. And I was on Twitter in the trending section, and I follow a lot of movie critics, like I told you earlier. And, of course, movie stuff always pops up on my trending page. Well, I found out... Do you watch any of the Fast and Furious movies?
Oh yeah,
You do? Okay.
yeah.
Dude, what do you think about, Vin Diesel?
A family.
Exactly. I would believe some of that shit, Well, we also find out that the director that has been directing Fast and Furious for a long time, Justin Lin, they said that he quit Fast and Furious because Vin Diesel shows up late and out of shape. But so far, there
Oh,
hasn't been any proof to back this up. But there's speculations going around. It was big enough to trend on Twitter on the main screen page. You know, that has to be pretty big, over a couple 100,000 searches or tweets about it, which is huge. So yeah, what do you think? I don't think I've ever seen Vin Diesel out of shape.
no, no, not at all. On his spare time, I think I saw one picture of him eating frozen grapes out on his back patio, where he had a pretty big belly. But right before his next film, he lost it all like it was nothing.
Yeah, that's where I was really confused about, because I just never seen him out of shape, and there's no proof behind this stuff. But I don't know, man. I think family, dude. I think when I think of Vin Diesel, I don't think of him as a person that shows up late. Like,
Nah, not at all.
dude,
He's family. He
bro,
he races, man. He's there.
bro, I don't know, man. I think it's just a funny way of quitting a job, dude. Just because one of the actors shows up late and he's out of shape. He's like, nah, fuck this job, bro. I'm tired of this shit. I'm leaving.
Even if he was out of shape, that's like fat shaming on a new level. He's like, oh, I don't like it.
That's true. If it was a female actor, what would he say?
Right.
You know, you can't make fun of a female lead actor. What's that girl's name that is his sister or something? That was the hot Puerto Rican chick. Is it
Now
or is
that I
she
don't know.
Brazilian? I can't remember her name, dude. But she's in that movie. You know what I'm talking? She's she's kind of like a tomboy, figure, and she was the one that fell in love. Not, I don't know if they fell in love. Never mind. I think she's Vin Diesel's wife. I can't remember. I
Whatever
don't.
you're.
Dude, honestly, out of 9 of the movies, bro, I'm confused as fucking what's going on at this point. You know what I'm saying, bro? The first couple of movies, it's about my boy Paul Walker and that black actor. That black actor is hilarious, dude. The one and they're just trying to catch these drug lords and stuff. You know, and the next thing you know, Vin Diesel pops up and Tokyo Drift and shit, and just now it's like you're saving the world from cyber attacks. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
It has nothing to do
yeah.
with cars anymore. I feel like it seems like more of a sponsorship with cars than it is showing cars.
A sponsorship and an action movie, and there's a little bit to do with cars as humanly possible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. Does that mean that they're gonna have to scrap the filming of the new Fast and Furious? Because I swear to God, they said they're in production for like 3 months ago.
Um, I think with him quitting, they're either gonna fill the spot or they're gonna be forced to quit.
Probably, dude. But I don't know, man. It's family.
It is family. I think they'll manage.
I don't think it's true, but honestly, at the end of the day, dude, it might be Nell, these there's a whole actor fiasco ever since the Will Smith shit. You know, I think everyone's kind of getting tired of each other. Cause you think about it, look at Seth Rogen and that one. He stopped making movies with one of the Franco boys because of the sexual assault cases and shit that I don't even think are even true. I don't think they've even went to court about it yet. Um, and now he's not gonna make movies anymore. It's these big groups are now splitting up. The Rock and Vin Diesel. Um, you just don't yeah, it's just crazy. Now it's gonna be I don't know, Will Ferrell's group of people that are gonna start breaking up or something. You know, it's kind of scary.
Oh.
It's just everything's kind of flipped upside down.
And I can see where it's all happening at. Imagine, only being able to trust the same people who you're always around,
That's true.
and you only have them to talk to at any time. It can wear on you. I can see that. And,
Yeah.
when things all wear on you like that, and everything is said and done, it's not that you hate each other. You just hate being around each other so much.
Yeah, you would think it'd be like drama too, man. Like those movies are long as fuck. Like
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Fast Nine was like 2.5 hours. I think, dude. I honestly like an hour in, I was kind of like, man, they could honestly wrap this up. Honestly, like this is the perfect time to wrap it up, man. Like just fucking slap a thing on fucking Vin Diesel and let him say family and call it quits. And
Right off into the sunset.
yeah, right off in the sunset with Wiz Khalifa songs. Maybe some Post Malone songs, like the Candy Paint.
Driving up.
Yeah, just a little bit of club music, bring back the first Fast and Furious a little bit. But yeah, I mean that was just really interesting to me, and I saw that, and I was like, I honestly think Ryan would kind of laugh at because we always joke about the family thing, and just to fire someone, or not even to fire, just to quit, because someone shows up late and out of shape. Like, imagine that's like the biggest rage quit. It's like,
And it's like, how does that really affect you? Aren't you still getting paid?
yeah, dude, he's not even getting paid just a little bit. The dude's a fucking director of one of the biggest franchises to ever exist. Fucking Fast and Furious. And everyone's always hyped about it. I don't know why. I think it was ever since the Paul Walker passing, rest in peace. That
Yeah.
everyone just started getting more because I don't remember 4 and 5. I don't think I ever watched those. And then it's just now they're just hyped, overhyped. I feel the movies don't really disappoint because they're pretty kind of entertaining, but it just seems like you don't even know what the fuck is going on anymore. You got Ludacris and this motherfucker. It's like, dude, I know that he has to pay for his child support, but like, you know, where the fuck did he come from? I know he was
How
like
old is Ludacris?
probably easily 50, bro. That dude has been around since your mom was a teen.
No, pumping out club music before club music was real.
He was the first DJ.
Like,
Oh man. Oh, what was your topic? What's your topic now?
so we were talking about Fast and the Furious and everything leading up to them taking out cybersecurity, and that's kind of a good turning point to a lot of the recent threats to cybersecurity across the world, like breaches to Google Chrome and Google's response to allow the users to remove their social presence across all the internet.
Hmm. Hmm. That's always like kind of been like a tough subject. Like, so say that again. Like, the famous people want to erase their stuff, or like just regular people want to erase their stuff.
So Google is allowing everyone who has any affiliation with any Google account, period, to
Really?
delete themselves off of anything.
Oh man, they're gonna see a visit from Congress here soon. Man, that just shows that that literally just showed how much they monopolize the online search engines. I mean, to the point that you can literally delete yourself off the internet because they know that they don't have the data. They have all your data compared to, like, let's say for instance, like Yahoo or Bing, if anyone ever uses that. Um, and even it doesn't even matter. Even if you use like Opera or Firefox, dude, what's the main thing you search through? Google. That's their URL code bar.
Yeah.
You think about it. I mean, it's not even Google Chrome that's collecting everything. It's literally Google, and you search everything on Google, like everything. If you don't put a .com after it, it goes through Google, and like that's crazy, bro. They're giving you the option. Are they making you pay for it?
Not that I know of. It just comes with your Google account.
So how do you access it? Is it like through your account or like
I'm pretty sure you just go into your account in Google Chrome or on, any web browser, period, and it'll be an option somewhere in your security settings.
that's actually kind of funny. I mean, oh, I'm surprised. I think no one's really talking about that. That's that's
Yeah.
that's actually quite scary, and like, I think it's quite interesting too because of how much is it gonna delete you off the internet.
Well,
I'm kind of curious.
and I think it's anything that you have access with Google. So I'd say like your YouTube, your search histories, everything you signed up with your Google account, any linked accounts, everything like that. I can't see it stretching too far.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it going through a lot of aspects of just kind of being more user friendly, where they kind of feel like they have more of a chance over their. I mean, look at Facebook, man. Like ever since Facebook went to Congress and shit about privacy laws, like dude, everyone's been skeptical about it. Like I still remember moving in with my brother. He was so fucking bugged out, dude. Like one day he like caught me on like the dark web and shit, and like yelled at me because he actually thought people were gonna show up. Like, and he didn't know anything about like VPNs, or he didn't know anything about like security settings, or he just knew like if you went on some shit, like you were doomed. Like
It was like Silk Roads.
yeah, and it was based off like his knowledge. Is we used to watch this one movie all the time called Dope, and it's based off like these kids are like in high school in like Los Angeles. ASAP Rocky's in it, and like they need to make money fast for something, probably like medication. You know how like every story is about that. And so they
Right.
get into like selling, like they meet this dude, this pimp that's Aesop Rocky, and you know he has him sell dope and shit like that for him online for Bitcoin. And it was basically a movie about Bitcoin. And like my brother had just we watched the shit out of that. So like my brother thought because like people on the black web like tracks people down and shit, because like some arts and movies and stuff like that. Like he's more like he's not common sense smart, but he's very book smart. And dude, I still remember spending 6 months with him talking about cybersecurity, dude. And it like he like was still tweaking a little bit, but like people don't know better, man. Like this, they don't have that knowledge. Like Google, they don't even people don't even understand how powerful Google is. Like they still
No,
think if they never have a Facebook or never have a Twitter or never have any of that, that means they're just off the radar. Like they don't understand that even if they go on their phone or a library or some shit and search some shit, it's gonna the data's gonna collect at some point, you know.
everything does.
And it's insane. If you made one Google search in your lifetime, you're in the internet. And it's scary, man. It's scary. It,
And
so
it's like you
everyone
said
at
with the
home,
common
use
sense.
Yahoo.
Still stay away from Bing.
I'm kidding. Yeah, it's fuck Bing, dude. Bing and like I remember they used to have those kayak commercials, bro.
What
Like
is a
Bing,
kayak?
Bing came out based around travel expansions. So Bing always favored like travel advisories and shit like that, like hotel counts, like flight.com and shit. Like Bing was always only used to book flights and trips, and that's how they branded themselves because they were part of a kayak, which at that time kayak was like a professional like site where they booked you like vacations and did all the work for you and shit like that. Like you can get bundles, like stay at a hotel because you got this flight. That type of shit.
Kind of like an
Um,
expedient.
exactly, it's exactly what it is. But like kayak was top of the game, and being always like you still remember Bing's like background photo where it was like the water and someone on a kayak, and like
Yeah.
that's literally what it is, vacation stuff. And that was Bing for like the longest time, and then people started realizing, well, Bing started upgrading their systems and shit, copying after Google, and so like it's insane how like Bing's actually became something out of like a fucking expedition site, and and that's within the last decade and a half, like 15 years.
It's kind of weird. They gave me a little bit of nostalgia back to Yahoo originally when it was a yodeler who would yell Yahoo.
Dude, do you remember that guy on the bottom right? You got mail. You got
Yeah,
mail.
AOL. You've got mail.
Dude, I still remember my mom's going off all the time, bro. That shit just brings me nostalgia, bro. I still remember playing fucking RuneScape, bro.
Oh my
2006.
God.
2006 RuneScape on a fucking floppy drive fucking computer, and just listening to fucking Flow Riders Right Round when they first came out, playing Halo and shit, and then
Halo CE.
dude, for apple bottom jean boots. Dude, that was the shit though, man. Like that's what like every time I talk about like that type of shit, it always brings me up like that, like the nostalgia. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
Cybersecurity always leads in nostalgia because you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah,
Boom.
absolutely.
I'm kidding. That was a horrible quote. Don't quote me on
He said,
that.
he said, don't quote me there.
That was fucking god terrible. That was terrible. But yeah, man, like the cybersecurity thing, and I think that's really interesting that Google is erasing that information because isn't it also dangerous? Because
Uh,
doesn't that just then negate the fact of looking up someone's internet history and seeing if they're a pedophile or not?
I think certain information like that might be held. I don't think that's affiliated with Google so much as it's affiliated with like
But
what
they do
Google is
access court
searching for.
records through Google searching
Right.
the history, whatever. Even if it's internet, you still search like Internet Explorer, or like Edge, or whatever it is now. Even if you do search that, like I said, everything goes through Google. You know, like Google gets
Yeah.
everything that you search. So like, I don't know, man. I think it would also allow people to have too much freedom. Because like they could search up whatever they want and then just delete their history as if they're never there through Google.
I
And
think they'd find a way to make certain things binding.
yeah,
They'd
yeah,
have
I
to.
feel like I feel like if they're gonna add that aspect, they need to add an alert. So if someone searches something sus, it needs to be alerted to like the police station or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, looking up 16-year-old porn or some shit. Boop, boop, boop. You see like the old satellites tinker on from
Like,
NASA 68, and they're just like just lasers down saying pedophile. The bat symbol starts coming out of the sky.
right?
Bro, and
I
that's what
found you.
that was the only entertaining part about that. Like, that whole movie. I was about to go back into the Batman conversation like we were having earlier. Oh, dude.
I
Like,
mean, just imagine being the guy who's walking through Gotham City and,
oh,
you're
here we
just
go.
like visiting, minding your business one night and you just spark up a blunt and then all of a sudden from behind you, I found you.
Okay, guys, we're gonna
Like,
transition this into the Batman movie because I sat there for an hour last night watching a 3 hour fucking sitcom. Like, it was so fucking bad. The first hour, bro. The only thing you only see basically. By the way, the whole hour, about 45 minutes of that whole hour, you don't even see Patterson's face. Like that ass, bro. And Batman seems so like creepy and pedophile-ish. Like he's an okay Batman, but he just seems weak. He doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like a Christopher Nolan film. It doesn't feel like. Isn't it Christopher? No, who fucking did the Batman before him?
man, I couldn't tell
I
you.
couldn't tell you. I'm gonna say Christopher Nolan because I'm fucking retarded. So, um, dude, it just, I don't know, man. It was just, so it was based off the Riddler, which everyone already knows anyway. It's in the trailer, but it just had no. Just in case there's any spoilers, if there's any, just in case, speed forward. But it just wasn't really funny. It wasn't funny, nor was it entertaining. It felt really like you had to try to watch. You had to try to understand a movie with the movie. It doesn't even walk you through it. It's like you're sitting there like trying to be the movie. Like you're like, oh, that should happen, but then you're like, oh no, they're too fucking stupid.
You said be the movie.
Yeah, it was so bad. Like it literally felt like a job to watch it for an hour, and I literally clicked off of it. Like that's how bad it was. Is I pressed B and I never pressed B. I could watch the shittiest indie film, and I'd be like, oh, this movie's shit 5 minutes in, and I'd still watch it all.
I mean,
Because I'm too lazy to go fucking look for another movie because I'm watching an indie movie because I couldn't find a movie. You know?
they could just leave it up to the American classic, Michael Bay.
Did he film the new Batman?
No, no, just explosions everywhere. Transformers.
Yeah, Transformers, my shit. Actually, dude, great you brought that up, bro. I was literally just watching Transformers, like all four of them, just the other day, bro. Like that's so weird that you brought that up. I never told you about that. That's weird because I love him. I love Michael Bay.
Yeah.
I also love him because I'm pretty sure who. I also love the guy that directed the Venom movies. Not the Venom. Yeah, Venom. Um, those are really good too. But I don't know who that is. But I know Michael Bay is a really good guy because I watched a video not so long ago. A movie. It was Ryan Reynolds' movie, and Michael Bay produced it, but directed it. It was really good. I think it was Hitman's Bodyguard.
Heard of it.
Yeah, really good movie. That's like one of my favorite movies. I'm pretty sure Michael Bay directed is one of his movies that he did. And I was like, damn, dude, like. And then I watched his like interviews, dude. He's really fucking cool, well spoken, just fucking chill. It's like an uncle,
Yeah.
It's like an uncle you want to fuck, It's like.
What are you doing, Uncle?
I'm just kidding, bro. Dude, chill, dude. Chill. Don't judge, dude. Don't judge. But.
I just recently got done watching the Venom movies for the first time.
Yeah, how'd you like him?
They were actually pretty funny. I wasn't expecting much to begin with, but they were pretty good.
Okay, unpopular opinion. Which one did you like the most?
I think I liked the first one more than I liked Carnage.
See, I liked the second one more. It had more of a story.
Yeah.
I feel like the first one they put so much on they put so much on his acting that like they never really like challenged anyone else in that whole film. Like he did so well. Like I can't remember the actor's name, so I'm just gonna say him. That he did so well. Like just being there and like presenting himself. Like he did really good acting. Like I don't know if he had a method act or anything like that, but he did so well. Especially having to pretend in front of a fucking green screen that you're literally talking to someone talking to you inside your head. That is fucking. I couldn't do it. You know? Imagine, bro. And like I felt like the story just wasn't wrapped around it. It was wrapped around his problems, and this Carnage I felt like was good because it actually had a nemesis that was actually worth something, and the nemesis is actually like really really good. Like
It was
Carnage.
good.
And I like the second one better, I'd have to say. But I think that's also because I had enough time to watch the first one multiple times and find problems. And I only watched the second one once. So I think that could be an unbiased opinion. If I watch the
Oh
second one
yeah.
again, I could think different.
I've only seen them each once as well.
hmm That's actually pretty good. I think I'd go off yours. I think the first one would be better than that'd be better. That's 1 to 1 odds. I watched so it's kind of I'm actually gonna have Bailey watch it tomorrow.
It? Oh, I love it.
Yeah, not it tomorrow. Wednesday. Mostly because she said she's never seen it, and so I was gonna show her the regular version, but she doesn't like the old like grainy films, and so I'm just
Oh,
gonna
Stephen
show her
King.
this. I'm just gonna show her the second like version, the one from like 2018, 2020.
Right.
Um, well, it's like 2017, 2019 or something like that. Because I kind of like those too, but like they're a lot more like cleaner, I would say, and longer. I want to watch more. And I love it. It is my favorite. Like Stephen King is my favorite.
Yeah, he did
I also like The
amazing
Shining,
work.
and then Doctor
Shining was
Sleep.
good.
The Shining and Doctor Sleep are those are good. They're like the same thing. So
I didn't see Doctor Sleep.
watch it if you love The Shining. Watch it. Doctor Sleep is like basically like the sequel to it, and
Gotcha.
it's really good because the kid that was in The Shining is a grown adult in the Doctor Sleep.
Okay.
Um, it's really good. Really fucking good. It's 3 hours long though. 3 to 4 hours long, I think. But yeah, so I have another thing I want to talk about, man. So this has actually been pretty fucking funny, actually, when I think about it. And I was roasting this with my girlfriend earlier, and she had some funny opinions about it, and I had some funny opinions about it. But what matters the most is what your opinion about it is, because I want to know is what do you think about the decision of Pete Davidson getting tattoos of Kim and Kanye's kids on his body?
Oh, that's creepy.
That is super creepy, right?
That's creepy.
It's all over the news. Like it's all over everywhere. Not even just Twitter. Like you can look that up shit up on Instagram or whatever. Dude, I think it's hilarious because I think it's just like a big fuck you to Kanye. But like if I was
That's
Kanye, I would kill him.
yeah, that's cringy, that's creepy, that's borderline weird, like in every way. Like that's crossing a lot of lines all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, even putting that aspect that he's a comedian in it, I think he went a little too far. I mean, that's like knowing a woman for 3 weeks and getting her name tattooed on you. You
Yeah,
know,
you're doing too much.
it's doing too much. And you guys got married in Las Vegas a week prior. You know,
I've seen that happen.
I think if I was Kanye, I'd be really pissed, and he was really pissed because after that, Kanye makes a cartoon music video for Easy. There's a song he came out called Easy, and it shows a likewise person like Pete Davidson being kidnapped and killed.
Damn, damn the clap back.
I know, right? And that was insane. I think I need to watch that video, bro.
Yeah,
um,
that's definitely watch worthy.
yeah, that's definitely watch worthy. But I guess that's what happened. I guess that's what he clacked back with. I don't know the whole time period, but I'm guessing. So I'm guessing the Kanye music video was probably prior to Pete Davidson's tattoo. I'm guessing Pete Davidson got the tattoo because of that song. But I don't know the time frame. I don't know when he came out with Easy. I don't know when he got the tattoo. Don't know too much about that stuff. But I do know is one of the recent Pete Davidson's comedy shows. He jokes about Kanye saying he has AIDS. Because Kanye mentioned that Pete Davidson has AIDS, which he doesn't, of course. and says that
He
he has
does.
AIDS. And then Pete Davidson made a joke in his comedy special that's being filmed, and he said one of his segments was he said that he had AIDS scare, and everyone started laughing because it was a joke against Kanye West saying he had AIDS. So he said I had an AIDS scare this year. So he was referencing that, saying it was genius of Kanye to suggest for him to get tested.
I'm done.
As if he doesn't slay Poon, and well, actually he slays his ex-wife's Poon, but I just don't know, man. I mean, going from getting tattoos of Kanye's kids and then making fun of him on stage, being filmed, but I mean, also the disrespect of Kanye saying that he has AIDS, and also makes a music video of a guy that looks like him getting kidnapped and killed. I think they're quite even. I think.
I think they're all going loopy.
Yeah. I mean, I think Pete Davidson should have played it smart and just said nothing.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think he
it would
should have just
just
not got the
because
tattoo.
everyone was believing that Kanye was insane until Pete Davidson started trolling him because Pete Davidson was feeding his fire, and then now
Yeah.
Pete Davidson's looking a little weird.
Yep. Creepy.
So he could have just kept it so Kanye would have got checked into a mental institution because if it looked like he wasn't affecting him, then there's something wrong with him. I don't know. I think anyone for that's an instigator. Kanye's an instigator. So is Pete Davidson. They're both instigators. I think it's just bad for them to be around. But what the fuck is Kim doing? You know what I'm saying? Because Kanye, I guess, sent flowers to her house. So
See, I don't know anything about the relationship, honestly.
yeah, so Kanye and Kim have a rushed relationship. They're getting divorced. Kim's fucking Pete Davidson.
Oh
And they think
no.
they're dating. Yes. So that's that whole case. Like I should have put that in perspective, but I didn't know you didn't know. So like that's okay. I filled you in. So now you can think about what I'm thinking about, right?
Yeah, now that whole
Yeah.
AIDS joke makes it a little bit more of a
And Pete Davidson is a comedian,
damn.
and Kanye makes music.
Damn, that's a
Well,
zinger
he
too.
attempts to make music here recently.
That's yeah. They doing the most. They all loopy.
Yeah, I think it is like the most. I think I think it's just crazy to get tattoos of like someone you just only been dating for like a couple of months of their kids. What did Kim say about it? Like that's the real question. Did she allow it?
She
Like
probably asked him to do it. She's probably a narcissist.
is like Kim Kardashian like one of those like women that are like kind of weird, I would say. Like that she just I don't know, maybe she's just in a lash out phase. Maybe she doesn't really like Pete Davidson. She's just trying to get Kanye's attention or
Right.
to show his true colors. You know, he's shown his true colors for sure. But I mean,
Maybe
I don't
Pete
know.
Davidson's a simp and she's just using him to get even.
That's what I'm saying. Like Pete Davidson, of
Yeah.
course, dude. Pete Davidson, that guy looking like that compared to Kim Kardashian, there's no way, right? Like it's just, it just, he's ugly as fuck. He looks like a bug-eyed fucking snitch.
She's secure in the bag.
He looks like 6'9" if he was white.
I'm done. Call him 5'4".
Actually, I think he's probably taller. I think he's about 6'1". We'll call him 6'1".
They call him 6'1".
I just think around.
Oh
Oh
man.
man, dude. Oh god, bro. Shimmy, 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 sha, hada, hada. You know, like the fucking Tekken song. He's like always yelling at him, bro. Like, imagine.
For a second, I thought you were having a stroke or something, bro. I was getting ready to ask if you were okay, and then I realized what you were doing.
I kind of wish I had a stroke, though, dude. I kind of want to see what it feels like to be on the other side. You know, how does it feel like to know you're dying?
Well,
Like, I'm just kidding. That's really deep, but
yeah, I can only imagine it hurts.
I mean, dude, it's just like imagine, like I don't know. I'm just curious of how the brain flips and shit. It's insane. You know, it's like I don't know. I never really met too many people that had strokes. You know, I just know it really fucks them up. I mean, we just look at Joe Biden, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Damn it, dude, I couldn't resist.
yeah.
Did he have a stroke?
I don't know.
I don't know. That was just a
I know he's got
joke.
dementia.
I mean, that's just a joke. Like, I honestly, like, I don't know. I mean, I think everyone, dude, Nancy Pelosi's definitely had a few strokes. That bitch is insane, bro. That bitch is,
What?
that bitch is
He said Nancy Pelosi's had a few
Dude, I
strokes.
don't think anyone likes her, bro. I can care if it lasts for her. She's too, she reminds me of my grandma, and I fucking hated my grandma. Oh,
Damn.
yeah, like the one,
Like,
yeah, like I hate that grandma. There's a lot of reasons why I hate her, but like she just looks like a witch.
yeah,
She kind of looks
yeah,
like one of those witches from like Hansel and Gretel.
yeah. A little bit. I can see that.
Yeah, it's just interesting. I don't know. Yeah, she's Speaking of
Didn't
that, dude,
someone?
I actually kind of always wanted to ask you this, dude. But like, if there's a conspiracy, which one would describe you the most?
What do you mean?
There's an awkward silence just for like, what do you mean? Like, dude, like if there's like one, if you can think of one like, kind of like a conspiracy theory, you know what a conspiracy theory is.
Right.
That would kind of describe like your personality the most. What would it be, like aliens or some shit? Like, what do you believe the most in? Like, is that like conspiracy theories? Like, there's a ton out there, you know. So like, I kind of want to hear which one fascinates you the most. It kind of tells more about your personality, you know.
Um, I don't know. Um, Probably something along the lines of aliens or zombies. I like those two the most. Pretty hard time choosing
Can they
between
be
those two.
zombies?
I think there might have been a zombie or something like that. Got covered up before it could spread too far or something like that.
Hmm.
Or
Like
they
made a
have something that
vaccine or
could,
something. Like
yeah.
maybe that was what happened in Wuhan lab.
Or they have something that could make
Hmm.
zombies and they just haven't released it yet.
I could see that, man, because I used to like this one movie called Contagion, and it was based off that. And it was based off swine flu and shit like that. And like, I think it was like swine flu or something, but it was based off a pig. So like, there was a pig that had a disease. They got contact with one person, and the one person spread the virus. And next, you know, but like, it started at the end to like it started at the ending, and it just like worked its way up to like the beginning. And it was interesting because like the ending was where how it became something, you know. And it was based off of just one fucking uncooked pig in a small country, you know.
Yep.
It was
That'll do
insane,
it.
dude, because you don't know where those things be. And I'd never heard of Wuhan before, and just randomly out of nowhere, where COVID came from, I said Wuhan. And it's like, what the fuck is that? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, it's kind of interesting. I
And
don't
look at the
know.
fear that that caused in everyone and, all the rampant, like, death and things like that just from something so trivial as a bat.
Yeah, and like it would be like nothing compared to like the apocalypse because like I mean the lowest of numbers have died. It's not like there's a ton of people. You know, it's like but it did show us how we would react. We would
Right.
really not give a shit until it affected us.
Yeah.
That's
Such as
literally what the
human.
United States did was just not give a shit until it came here. I
Like,
mean,
oh, we're sick.
even if you did, how are you gonna know how to plan if they don't even know how to cure it? You know, like that's always had a problem. Everyone's like, oh, you could have planned or something like that. It's like if they took them a year to get the vaccine out, like how the fuck did they know how to prepare for it? You know, like,
Well,
if you've never seen it to get a vaccine for it, then you don't know how to fight it.
that's also one of those funny conspiracy things that I saw also, and it kind of rang true with me for a little bit, but then I like wrote it off as a joke.
Hmm.
If you've ever looked at the back of a Lysol spray bottle, it says on the back of the germs that it kills on the bottom, it lists them, and one of those germs is COVID. And I laughed at that because I was out before COVID-19.
That's weird, bro. I think my brother had COVID before it released too. He was really like horribly sick for 2 weeks before like COVID.
And the thing before COVID, like 19 that existed was COVID. It's COVID SARS. Like there is a whole nother disease type, so I can
Yeah, and
see
then you
where it
got
might
like
be something different.
Omega, and then the fucking whole like other one that they fucking made. I don't even know what we're on now. Probably like Delta or some shit.
I don't know.
We're probably
Omicron,
on Z,
Delta,
bro.
Z.
Corona Z. I think that's a cool name. They should have named it Corona Z.
No, they're saving Z for zombies. That's what they're doing.
They really are. You think that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What about aliens, bro? I think my conspiracy would be more aliens. Like, there's one thing I've always wanted to do, and that was like to visit every like alien site around the country. There's a whole like line that you could find online of like the best places to go to that are like conspiracy theorists like places to go. You know, it starts
That
over
would
in
be
like
cool.
California or something, Yosemite or something, and then like it goes down to like like the Route 66 and like the Black Box and Area 51. Then it goes up to like the Devil's Rock, and then cool shit like that. Like, what do you think about aliens? Like, what do you think? How long ago do you think they came?
Um, I don't know if they ever came or if they did come. That's something that's heavily debatable, and I don't know about enough evidence. Never really seen anything for me to judge anything based on that. But it would be kind of foolish of me to assume that they don't exist in a universe that's, infinite. It'd be nuts to assume that we're the only things that,
Dude, dude, I fucking thank you for bringing that up because there's been there. Okay, so you got the writings on the walls and shit. And, they drew them supposedly in the Aztec temples and shit. All this and that stuff. But like, no one, everyone always questions how the Egyptian pyramids were made, the three stars, the 3-star pyramids.
right?
And I have a solution. I know how it was made because we found this out very recently. I found this out at least very recently. Is a lot of in the Mesopotamian days, like those days like that, the pharaohs and etc. There's a lot of incest. There was a lot of incest in King Tut's family. King Tut actually had a club foot, and there was a lot of incest. And I think the reason why those big pyramids and how those pyramids are built, I think it's because we only average our strength compared to their strength. We always average that, not taking into ability that we're not inbred. you know?
Has the
Inbreds,
inbred
dude, I don't know if
strength.
you've ever met one, but they're the strongest motherfuckers you know. I mean, even some dudes with some tiz have some fucking good strength, dude. Like,
I
there's nothing
reckon. I
that
don't.
compares to like. I mean, even dad strength can't even compare to it. Have you ever heard the expression retard strength?
Yeah, yeah, I have. That
Literally,
one I
dude,
have
that's
heard.
literally what they got, bro. So if you take that, that's like a 3 times morality. So let's say average human could lift up to 500 pounds with the drilling running. Those motherfuckers lift up to 1,500 pounds with the drilling running. You don't want to take 5 of them to carry a 20-ton block. And
Honestly,
you ever think a freaking 30-degree angle really stopped an inbred dude?
the whole thing
Like
for
those dudes
me,
run a ramp to a fucking meth lab.
like, if humans built it, fine, I can accept that. But it's the frame of time that bothers me.
Yeah, now it's just a
Like,
funny theory, but like I do believe the aliens did build it. But it was just
and
interesting to think about the inbred situation.
if aliens built it, why did they build it? That'd be the next question in line for that.
Um, the reason why I think it built, I think it's a clue. Do you want to know why?
All right.
Because they line up with 3 stars. That are the 3 most important stars that we actually discovered a lot of our fucking geography based off of. I think they're marking something. I think it's pointing to something. I think those stars aren't real. I think it's something watching us, or it's a place. Maybe it's a place that they're telling us to go to. They want us to go in that area to that place because that's where they're located. Or it's like a riddle, It's a
Well,
clue.
and that's a good point, because stars are just,
The
suns
way we guide
basically.
ourselves. We used them since people believe the Christians believe since Jerusalem and shit. The whole before BC and shit. Um,
Just just imagine like that a star like that is another sun, and we make our way out there, and it's just a whole another, version of our own galaxy.
yeah, we can say we have the concept, but science is not always right, nor is it always nor is it's even. But that's why they're theories. There can be right and they can be wrong. Science
Right.
math is more solid than science. I mean, it's just the reason why. I mean, we might think we understand it, but it's never true. I mean, think
No.
about it. For like 50 years, we thought black holes were something else, and we just found out it's way opposite this year. You know, we could be way wrong about a lot of things. Maybe those aren't dead stars. Maybe that's just a fucking shit from a couple light years away looking at us, fucking being security guidance. It's being like, yo, these motherfuckers ain't doing nothing. We good. you know, Something crazy, but like I think it's something, man. Like, why would the accuracy and like the reason why would they do that? Even for Egyptians, it's like that. Why would they do that? What's the whole point of it? You know, like what's the point of them making the pyramids line with the stars? What has that have to do with anything? When we
Like,
think that they just used it as tombs.
I mean, it could have some religious prevalencies or something like that, but
Possibly.
that's it's all conjecture,
I could believe that. But yeah, I just was curious about that because I actually think that's really interesting. I don't know why I ever got really on conspiracy theories, but I always kind of wanted to know what you believed in, like that type of thing. I think that's cool. I think alien shit's cool. I don't know. I think that stuff's really interesting. I'm done with ghost shows though. Like I'm just ever since Ghost Adventures, like these off hunters, like ghost hunters and stuff. Like I can't do that. So like the paranormal activity scene kind of lost their edge. You know, like
Yeah,
they lost their fight. They were there for a while, and then you know, um,
never really believed in ghosts.
yeah. I mean, I don't. I always have an open mind, but they make it so hard to believe it.
Yeah.
But all right. What was your second topic?
Oh, just talking about cryptocurrency and your thoughts on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, et cetera, where it's going and how it might play a role in our future.
All right, I'm about to sit up for this one. Uh, what do you think about cryptocurrencies?
I think this is a few things at the same time. One, it's uh, a civilian's way of attempting to take currency back from a government and, not have it attached to anything like gold, but make it to where it's something that's easily accessible by everyone. Its value is stored specifically wherever we can trade it, mobily or, you know, wherever the hell we choose. But I also think it's a ploy by corporate America, like companies, to put out something that we can buy up like stock, just on a different wavelength.
Hmm. See, I kind of do agree with that too. Like, I mean, I think it's I mean, cryptocurrencies have been around for a long period of time. Like, it just started catching fire like a couple years ago. Since COVID, really. I mean, Bitcoin's been around since God, I think probably early 2000s, maybe even 90s, maybe even yeah, around the 90s, maybe midnight. I'm not even too sure, but I know it's been around for a while. But it's the fact that like it just started catching on. But I think it was always meant at the beginning for being created for online illegal purchases. It recently only became popular because people saw money value in it.
Right.
So I believe at first they did stop it because no offense, no one ever bought anything. No one ever bought Bitcoin. The only people ever bought Bitcoin before were doing some shady shit. So anyone that had Bitcoin from early 2000s definitely need to audit their ass, or you need to look into their Jeffrey Epstein list. And it's like because it's just that's really sus. Because I owned a Bitcoin only because I wanted to boot someone offline when I was a kid, and I had to buy that package online in the black web. That was because I've ever had a Bitcoin, and that was at that time like $5. So like, um, I mean, it was always for illegal purchase. But I think now, like you said, I do agree with the now definition. I think it is a place where people think that they can go for a quick profit, or corporate government thinks that it's an easy way to deploy kind of a way that it can keep us distracted to not realize that our money is pretty much valueless.
Right.
I think it's not going to go. If it does, it'd be really surprising, but I don't believe it's going to go anything past than what it really is to this point. There's going to be stuff that comes around it, like NFTs, etc. But like at the end of the day, humans don't work with invisible items. Humans like to
Oh.
see shit. So like, having crypto and everything that doesn't technically exist, and NFTs that don't technically exist, humans are always going to want it. Why do you think they keep getting resold? Because people want money, which is something they can see in their bank account, something they can hold in their hand. But at the end of the day, they don't want to camp onto something that's going to cost them more money to keep. Because at the end of the day, they lost money into something. So I think it's more of a game to keep us busy when there's something else
And
probably going extremely bigger in the background.
what if that becomes our new money? You know what I'm saying? What if the USD gets phased out and we use Bitcoin from now on?
That would be a horrible amount of problems.
Yeah, I mean,
I
no,
mean,
I
dude,
agree
crypto's been
absolutely, but
hacked more than PayPal. That tells you something.
yeah.
NFTs are even worse. Like, there's people that I think there's this one dude in Japan that made over $900,000 in February for stealing people's like fucking NFTs. It was a crazy
Yeah.
amount, and all he had to do was literally just take them. If you can code and you know what blockchains are on, you can go bypass those. They're not that fucking hard to bypass, and you can just label it as your own. It's nothing different from pressing rename on a file and renaming it. It's that the blockchain's just there, but it's until like Twitter, like for instance, Twitter wants to keep it more private. So like Elon Musk definitely he's been fighting for private crypto blockchains and shit. But I don't know, until they come up with a solid plan, it'd be nothing different than having a bank account with just imaginary numbers. So
Yeah.
like why have cash when we can just have in in the computer? Then we would have infinite money because we wouldn't have to print it, which means our money would skyrocket because it has technically equal value because it doesn't lose money because number one, it's not based off of gold and
Decentralized.
it's centralized. It's you added a value. Each dollar is a dollar. That's flat. It's never going to change. It's never going to do anything unless we go and use that outside source. And then, well, at that point, you're going to have a whole computerized program with a whole bunch of leaders from different countries accessing, which would cause more
And
high risk, for the government.
that's another thing I think people don't realize is their attempt at decentralizing currency just centralizes it from gold over to electricity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when
And
you're
there is a
mining
limit for
for that,
electricity that we can have in this world. People don't
right?
understand that electricity isn't just made up. Electricity is made, and it has to be made from something, and we can only use so much of it, or it will pollute the air. Electricity is actual radiation, so like, you know, I mean, it's like putting a phone up in you. It's crazy. People don't think about that shit. And like the whole Tesla thing, and I saw this too, and I wanted to save this for later, but I think it ties in really well with this crypto thing we're talking about, especially with like the economy and stuff. It's just like it's like Biden just signed a $3 billion thing to fund batteries and renewable energy companies to get more energy. It's like just increasing the amount, which means what I was just talking to you about with the lithium being dug up. He put $3 billion for us to start basically digging up battery materials. So now it's instead of we're going to be switching from basically oil that's in the water to online digging, it's going to cause more radiation problems, and it's also going to
Yeah.
cause more sickness. Cancer,
Problem.
leukemia. Lithium is, I'm pretty sure, you can get that from just like lithium like outtake or whatever. I can't remember what it was. And it's just gonna be we're gonna pollute our own planet by digging, or we can just sacrifice a little bit of the ocean like I told you about by digging oil. But we're still digging it, so I know there's still a whole bunch of podcasts. I know Alaska is still untapped because we don't want to tap it right now until we're done with our reserves because we buy it from other countries. That's where our currency is going to be. Our currency is just going to be going back. I think it's more of like a barter. It's still the bartering system, like you said, gold. Everything is
Yeah.
based off gold. It's still bartering because
Yeah.
you're sending gold basically, but you're putting it in like a monetary value. It's just it makes no sense compared to where you can just take that, eliminate the whole middleman, which is gold, and just make it digital. It's just what could that hurt? Who cares about debt? It's not like we're ever going to pay it back anyways. It just grows.
That's about power. Which company holds the biggest ticket over which other country? That way they can say, you owe me one.
I think it's whoever has the most debt has the most power. Think about it. That means
Yeah.
that's more shit that you spent. That means you have more shit.
It relates to a meme I saw a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you want to buy a tank? But how are you going to do that? Well, I'll tell you. You get a credit card, you buy a tank, and then who's going to come collect the credit? You have a tank.
That's facts, dude. It's like, what is it's at the end of the day, it's like, if the government wants it, they'll get it. They just have to put the money out there so the treasurer can write it down to be more in debt. But the debt's not going to do anything because we make our own money. So it's
Yep.
like, it's not like we're like, what, I can't remember, like the other countries that use rubies or wherever they are. There's other countries like Euro,
Like rubles.
yeah, rubles and all that, and Europeans use euros and pounds. It's
Yep.
like other countries get to access them, which means it just makes it worse. But I don't know, man. I think that was always interesting. Like the currencies, like the cryptocurrencies. I think crypto is gonna keep being a thing, but I think right now it's nothing different than like penny stocks. If you really think about it, 'cause no matter right now, especially at Bitcoin being like whatever it's at now, buying $100 worth is like buying a penny stock.
Yeah.
And you're just hoping for a couple $100 out of it, and then you cash out. And that's how it is. People have been living off that since the pandemic. It's just the way it is, and I think that's as far as it's gonna go. Because look at Dogecoin. It almost reached $1, then it went down, especially with political figures and political celebrities and stuff like that, can influence it. Once people can influence it, it makes it basically irrelevant.
Yep.
Because if a single person can influence a currency, then the government has no control over it, which means it's just irrelevant. Which means that your dollar could be $10 the next day because some celebrity said, "Oh yeah, the dollar is amazing,"
Yep.
and then you get used to living off the dollar equals $10. Then when someone denounces it, you become broke again because a dollar is now $3, and now you can't afford the shit that you could afford with $10. It's kind of like that. I kind of think of it as like that. It's just not solid. Like, it's not built. It needs to be. There's a reason why U.S. dollars are really dominant, because they've had over 200 years of being able to be dominant. It's built off of 200 years of development. Cryptocurrency could possibly be one in the next 100 years, but it needs to develop into something, and it needs to be more concrete.
And just as a random add-on to that, what do you think of a social credit system where your currency is based off of how people perceive you?
Dude, that's like
If
some
you
Black Mirror shit, bro. Don't even turn that on, dude. Holy shit, that's awesome, bro. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen Black Mirror?
No, but I saw a snippet of it the other day, and that's what just got me to thinking about it.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, bro. You need to watch it, dude. It's a good show. Like, I don't like using this word, but it kind of woke you up. It's like a woke.
Gotcha.
It like wokes you. You're like, wow, this is what the world looks like it's going towards.
Like, how would you feel about that?
I don't know, man. Like, so you're thinking like popularity equals current, like the being like rich or something. Like,
Well,
is that what you're thinking? Or
not
it's like,
popularities.
yeah,
So just imagine, like, on your shirt, there's an upvote button and a downvote button. And if you were nice to someone, they hit the upvote button. You were mean, or you said something nasty, or you did something people didn't like, they hit the downvote button.
yeah.
And if you've got upvotes above a certain level, everything in life is accommodated to you at that level. If it's negative or low, then people just don't mess with you in general.
Oh, so it is just like it, but it's just a score, like on a cell phone app, like like social media type of thing. Like the show
Right.
is based off like out of 5 stars, would you rate someone when you see them or talk to them or something?
Right.
Which would I think that's where we're at now. Dead ass. We literally judge everyone off of social media preference.
In a kind of way, but I can still get seated at a restaurant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It would just take to the point that every person at that point would be considered a celebrity. So just think of at that point that celebrities just became irrelevant. There's no such thing as celebrities, right? Let's say 20 years down the line. No one gives a fuck about celebrities because bots, robot, like for instance, the movie industry is starting into CGI. They're no longer going to need actors anymore.
Yeah,
If they
that's the
just
thing.
scan your body, you don't have to do anything. They can have your automated talking. All you gotta do is talk into a fucking mic for 20 minutes of all your lines, and you're done. You just got paid
That's
$30
it.
million. Like
Yep.
just like that. I've read a documentary on that. I read the book about it. It's really good, and I think that's coming. And think about it. Celebrities are gonna be irrelevant when everything's gonna be digital and fake. So, I think possibly when it comes to that point, I think everyone will be looking at each other as an equal, but they could still judge each other. So then it would actually matter if someone gave a fuck about what you look like or whatever. But if you think about it like a Twitter way, if it's neutral and you have a different viewpoint as someone else, then you get roasted or you get downvoted, or people go on your Twitter, stalk it, dislike all your shit, or like comment that you're a horrible person or whatever. And then other people that come to your Twitter that seem to be interested, and you go on there and they see that stuff and they're like, oh, I see that. This isn't good. I'm going to unfollow. And it's the same way, same thing. And that person could have known you from high school, and they can perceive you as your new personality on Twitter. I do it all the time. I look on Facebook to see what old people I used to hang out with, and I see that their Facebook's a little cringe, so I'd be like, oh, this guy's on the down part of his life. I can judge people by their Facebook, their social media, if they're doing good in life or they're doing bad in life.
Yeah, it's the presence.
Yeah, so it's like that's literally social media these days. You can determine if someone's liked or someone's not liked by just looking at their social media. You can determine if you like them or not by looking at your social media. And then the way you can downvote them is basically block them, make fun of them by adding at them, or bring up a social issue that they thought was cool 3 years ago and, call them out on it. Like the race thing that goes on, people saying the N-word 10 years ago on Twitter and now it's not good, that type of thing. I think it's it's not to that point yet where you, like you said, like that's a really good one. Like I love that episode and definitely worth a watch. But I don't know, man. Like, what do you think, bro?
Um, this is a lot like you said. It's kind of we're already there, but I think that if we push it to the absolute limits of things, it would create a more justifiable system. Like, if you got drunk and started acting a fool in public, and like the punishment for that was so many odd like downvotes or something like that, that would force you to like reconsider how you're acting because once you hit the bottom of the barrel and all that, what's at the bottom?
Yeah,
You know,
really makes you
people would
think.
be more responsible for their actions.
Definitely a big philosophy. That's what I like about Black Mirror. It makes you really think. Like it's such a good like psychological show. Like it really makes you question reality. And like that's what I really like about it because you don't really everyone goes like the life to life things. Like they wake up every day to go to work, they come home, they have dinner, they watch a movie or something. But then like they don't ever like overthink themselves. And I think that movie really like that not movie that really show really makes you like really surface yourself of where you're at and like where the world's at. I would say because someone really did think of that because of something that made them think of that. So
Yeah,
someone made that show because something made them think of that. So like it's crazy because it could be reality, but it could be enhanced, which is what that episode was. It was just reality enhanced.
yeah.
And it's crazy, man. I think that shit's crazy, and I think it'd be shitty if someone gave me a low score. I'd beat the fuck out of everyone. Games getting high, bro. Like if someone walked up to me and gave me a 2.4 out of 5, I'd be like looking at me and I'd be like, yo, what the fuck's your problem, dude?
Like, dude, fuck, man.
Yeah, and then I would just
Like,
downvote
dude, I
them
don't
to a
like your
0.
shoes.
Like gangs would be like, hell nah, bro. Like you ain't doing this. Bro. I'm not.
You fall asleep and I'm hitting that downvote button twice.
Yeah, bro. Like you just fucking, you wouldn't be able to do shit. You couldn't stream on Twitch anymore because you'd have everyone watching you downvoting your ass because they hate you. You know.
Trolling,
But
hitting
then,
the upvote, downvote, upvote, downvote.
but if you think about it, some people could use it as like a different, like as like a racist thing. To the
Yeah,
people. Like
yeah.
it'd just be like a human race problem at that point. Or if someone doesn't like someone, then and someone else on Twitter talks about it, then that person's getting a ton of downloads without knowing shit. It's just a really
Yeah.
big like thing. I think that's crazy.
Power would be distributed differently.
Yeah, that'd be like being God. You're playing God.
He said playing God.
Yeah, man, you determine that person's future. Like hell, they could meet a girl that sees half their fucking downvotes and be like, nah, I want to be with a guy that's 4.8 average.
Yeah, I mean, that ass. I
You
mean, but think
match.
about it like that. We already rate each
I
other
like
off of
guys
looks
that
like
are
that.
4.0s. Like the 6 foot guys. I prefer my guy 6 foot. I prefer my guy at
Right.
4.0.
Like, bro, she's a solid 7 out of 10. Come on.
I always talk about out of the 5 scale for the voting process. I only like his average scores to be a 4.
What is it? Like a 3 out of 5 is decent, isn't it?
That'd be like a B, a C. That'd be like C average. I would say
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
a 2.5 C minus C average. I would say it's about a B, B minus.
it's above half,
Yeah, I would say 3.0 up is probably about B's. So I think it's about a B, B minus.
I think I call it more of like a C plus,
Possibly.
B
I'd go C
minus.
plus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'd see it. I could see it. But it sounds like that's about all we have today. We're almost reaching to our time point, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it here for today. We had a lot to talk about, dude. We talked about some crazy shit.
Yeah.
We fucking went from Fast and Furious to conspiracy theories. Like, what the hell happened here? But thank you guys for listening. This has been Rage Quit. This is episode 4. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys liked Ryu. Let us know if you want Ryu to keep coming on. I'm just kidding. Just comment down below if you like this episode. Also, comment down below if you want to hear anything cool. Like, let us know if there's anything you guys want to talk about, etc. So, thank you guys for listening. It's been your boy, Huddy. Ryu, you can say goodbye too.
Y'all take it easy. Have a good night.
All right, talk to you guys later. Peace.